love all of the things I show y'all, but this is one that I'm super proud of. Now, this is some fabric that I designed. I call my little ladies my ladybugs. So, of course, it has the red-headed little girls, and it has ladybugs on it. This fabric is available at spoonflower.com. I will link it in the caption. So stinking cute. Now, on to what we're making. Dun, dun, dun! Look at this super precious duffel bag. Let's go make it. But first, don't forget to share this so it will save to your profile and you can find it when you're looking for it again later. I started with 2 pieces of fabric, 20 inches by 24 inches, 20 inches wide, 24 inches long. Then I took 2 pieces of cotton webbing. This is 1 inch cotton webbing. You can make your own handles if you want to. And these are 46 inches long. I pinned them on my piece of fabric about 5 inches in from each side. So I came in 5 inches and I pinned them all the way up 8 inches from the top. Okay, so you're gonna come 5 inches in, start at the bottom, come all the way up until you're 8 inches from the top, pin it. Then you're gonna start at this side, 5 inches in. You're gonna come up until you're 8 inches from the top. And you're gonna leave this as your handle. And I put some fusible fleece on the back of mine. You can use batting, you can use felt would be fine, whatever it is you want to use. I do recommend something that gives it a little bit of sturdiness. Otherwise, it's kind of limp. And I made one that's super limp, and it's perfect if you want to wad it up and shove it in the closet. But I wanted these to be just a little bit sturdier, so I'm adding something to the back. But you don't have to. Absolutely don't have to. First thing we're going to do is we're going to sew from the bottom up, across, and back down. That side, this side, and then we're going to do the same thing to the handles on this piece, up and back down.
If you wanted to, you could make your bag out of cotton canvas. This is just regular cotton that I ordered from Spoonflower with my design on. But whenever you order the fabric from Spoonflower, you get to decide what kind of fabric you want it to be printed on. So really, it's just whatever you decide. Cotton canvas would give it a little more sturdiness, but with this fusible fleece, it's going to be plenty stable for me. But it all depends on what it is you want. It's your project. You make it how you want it. Nobody's the boss of you. I don't love to make handles. That's why I'm using the cotton web. But if you want to make your handles, you can. Just start out with a 4-inch strip and then fold it in half and then fold the sides in, fold it over, and top stitch it on both sides. Would be perfectly fine too.
The next thing we're going to do is lay our front piece of fabric face up. Then we're going to take our zipper. And you just want your zipper to be longer than your fabric. So my fabric's 20 inches wide. I think my zipper's like 32 inches actually, because it's one that I have, so it's what I'm using. We're gonna put our zipper face down. We exterior fabric face up, zipper pull, face down. Then we have our interior fabric. Oh my goodness, look how cute that is, okay? Our interior fabric face down. So, exterior fabric face up, zipper, interior fabric face down. Straight stitch, back stitch when you start and when you stop.
The strawberry fabric is also part of the same collection on Spoonflower, and it's so sweet. But now all little girls love strawberries, or mine do anyway.
We're going to open this up, just like this. Love it. Perfect, perfect. Now we're going to take the pretty side of the front piece of fabric, lay it face down. We're going to lay this pretty side fabric on top of it. Line up our pretty side front, our zipper, and then we're going to lay this piece of lining fabric face down. So what you have is your lining fabric touching your lining fabric, your front fabric touching your front fabric, and your zipper in between. So front fabric, front fabric, zipper, lining, lining. Line all of that up and sew it down.
A zipper is much more intimidating than it actually is difficult, especially when it's your first time. But after you do a few, I promise it gets easier. So don't be intimidated. Put that zipper foot on there and do it just like this. I promise it really is easy.
Here's your zipper. You see that? Look what you just did. Okay, now we're going to fold this flat and we're going to top stitch down each side of our zipper. That's just going to help it lay flat. We're going to take both ends of our front piece and put those together and straight stitch. And then we're going to straight stitch across the bottom of our lining. So we're going to straight stitch the bottom of our lining and the bottom of our outer piece. I'm going to change my presser foot back to my regular foot before I sew this. And then I'm going to line up my corners, and I'm going to straight stitch this 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when you start and when you stop.
I tried to make this as simple as possible, so I didn't put a lot of pockets, but now you can absolutely add all the pockets that you want.
So I've sewn the bottom of my lining and the bottom of my outside piece. The next thing I'm going to do is unzip my zipper, because if you don't, you'll never get your bag turned right side out when you're finished. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this square of fabric. I'm going to find the center, mark it with something. I marked mine with a clip. I'm going to put that center clip right here in the center of this zipper, facing the front of my zipper. Then I'm going to take my lining piece. I've also marked it with a clip in the center. I'm going to lay it also facing the zipper, so everything's facing the zipper, just like this. And then I'm going to clip it on both sides. I'm going to clip it here, so over my zipper. I'm going to do that on this side and on the other side.
These pieces are 12 inches by 12 inches. My lining does not have fusible fleece, but the outer pieces do have fusible fleece. And you can put fusible fleece on both pieces, or you can put it on the lining and not the outside. Do whatever you like. Do whatever makes you comfortable. And this part is not hard. It's kind of complicated for me to tell y'all how to do it, but it really is easy.
Now you're just going to cut your excess zipper off. Easy peasy. So this is what you should have. You should have the lining of your bag, a square, the front of your bag, a square, on both ends. So you're going to take your bag, and all you're going to do is you're going to start here, and you're going to sew your lining. When you get to this corner, you're going to turn it, and you're going to sew it at that corner, and then you're going to turn it and go to this corner, and then you're going to turn it and come back to that corner, and then back to where you started. You're going to do that on the inner pieces, both ends of the lining, and then both ends of the bag. Easy, easy.
The first one of anything is always the hardest to make, and I made this 7 times before I finally figured out how I wanted to film it for y'all, because I wanted it to be easy to do and something that was beginner friendly, but I also wanted a nice product in the end. And I ordered this fabric specifically for this, so I wouldn't use the fabric until I got it right, because I wanted to film me making this with y'all, because I need to show y'all all the things that I'm making for the little ladies, just like I need y'all to email me a photo when you make it, because I can't wait to see the ones y'all are making. Email the photo to hometownquiltcompany@gmail.com. Show and tell has become everybody's favorite.
Okay, so this is how you're putting your end pieces in. You're just sewing them in a square. You're just putting it in there and sewing all the way around. The outer piece, and then here's the lining piece. Now, I need to do that to the other end. I need to do it to this lining piece and this outer piece. And y'all know, I always forget every single time to leave a hole. So here I am with this handy dandy seam ripper, making a hole in the lining of my bag. So when you sew the bottom of your lining together, don't sew it all the way together, leave a hole. Otherwise, just like if you don't unzip it halfway, you won't be able to turn it out right side out. If you don't leave a hole, you can't turn it either. Now, we're gonna find our hole that we left, that you left, that I didn't leave, and we're gonna reach inside and pull our bag out of it. Y'all, this is so stinking cute. I'm proud of this. I'm proud of everything I show y'all, but this one I'm super proud of. Maybe because I call the little ladies my ladybugs. Maybe it's because of this super cute fabric. Maybe it's because it's a duffel bag, and I have some kind of bag fascination, evidently. All the bags currently. So now we're going to close our hole up in our lining. We're going to shove it down in our bag, and we are going to see what we made. Cannot wait to see this. Okay, here we go. Here's our lining. We're going to shove it down into our bag. Push our bag out. Oh my goodness, look what y'all just made. This is so perfect. So perfect. Like, SEW, perfect. Best. Dun dun dun. Oh my goodness, now I have 2 matching bags for my little ladies. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.